Hello and welcome back. It has been a while, especially on my part. And today we are returning with an episode on Animal Crossing.
I think that's
After,
worse than the first one.
yeah.
Anyways, Animal Crossing. For
Give a
those of
brief
you who
description, yeah.
for those of you who don't know, Animal Crossing it's I want to say a limited open world social
And
simulation game developed by Nintendo.
it's a really open world if you're stuck in one place for the most part.
Yeah, I wouldn't exactly
I mean,
call
you
it
can
open
travel
world.
to other islands though. That's why I'm saying limited open world.
Yeah, but I don't know. I classify it as that personally, but that's just me.
I wouldn't call it necessarily open world.
Basically, think of sort of, let's just call it The Sims with less customization options and cartoony anthropomorphic animal neighbors. Oh, and you're also in debt to a tanuki for the most part of the game.
Sure, everyone knows about good old Tom Nook.
You get to teach kids about debt.
Yay. Who doesn't love that, right?
Oh, definitely.
Except in Animal Crossing New Horizons, at least, you get all the time you freaking want to pay it off.
You get all of the time to pay it off in all the games, it's a debt simulator.
That simulator.
Depending on which Animal Crossing game you're playing, you might get put into a different role. Animal Crossing New Leaf, for example, you're the mayor of a town. This one, you're kind of the head. I want to say the head, like tourism, whatever, because you're trying. Your entire goal in New Horizons is to get people to move on to the island and get people to essentially come visit, building up enough of a reputation for a famous music dog to come to your island.
Or to sum it up, basically you do all the work for that stuff and Tom Nook takes all the credit for it.
Essentially. What else do you expect from Mr. Nook?
Fair enough.
Isn't that kind of how he is in a good
Most
portion of the
games.
games? Yeah.
Yeah. Pay off your debt to the Tanuki or lose your kneecap.
You must kneecaps.
How are we gonna do this whole thing with our experiences? Do we want to start out with Raptor and work up from there?
Yeah, just start with the raptor.
I mean, honestly, myself, I just played the game kind of on and off and just kind of got stuck at the part where you have to get your island to 3 stars for that celebrity dog guy to show up on your island.
So that's basically it. Like, do you have any thoughts on the experience or anything like that?
I mean, I will admit, it did kind of get me on like grinding a bit, trying to catch different fish, dig up different fossils, etc., etc.
Okay,
A little something for me to try and do.
that's something, right?
Even caught a few legendary fish after a while.
There you go.
Any opinions on the game?
I do kind of like the idea behind it, other than you're kind of like fenced off behind a 3 star goal. You kind of like build up a little town on an island and do like a tourist attraction.
Call it incentive. More
Is
stuff
that what we're
unlocked
calling
further
it?
into the game you get. Since you got like the next whatever, did you want to go anywhere from there?
I don't care for Animal Crossing. I'll be the one to admit it. Fine for what it is, but I don't know. I think it's more just the waiting, how you have to wait till the next day for a lot of things.
Oh yeah.
That
No, that's
really bothers me.
Oh yeah, with the IRL
yeah.
time, I do kind of have to second that.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that I can agree with you and I've put almost 300 hours into this game should speak volumes about just how bad it can be.
Yeah. It's probably why, on one hand, I do prefer Dreamlight Valley a lot more. Because you don't have to wait that day, like, oh, you want to have a villager move in? Well, unfortunately, you're going to have to wait a day for me to, like, work on things and shit like that. But no, in Dreamlight, things happen with a snap of the fingers, and I just love it.
So for me, my experience with Animal Crossing is probably the most expansive, I want to say, since I've played multiple games in the series. Now, I
I would say
unfortunately
so.
didn't get to play the original game, but I did play later versions. The one that I remember the most distinctly playing, though, was New Leaf. You know, you're the mayor of a town. It's not even that. You kind of just get appointed mayor out of nowhere.
Is it really out of nowhere?
Really?
Yeah, you straight up move into the town. Tom Nook gives you a tent, and then the mayor of the town is like, "Yeah, I'm retiring. You're the new mayor. Have fun."
So basically, he pulls a Papa Louie on you.
A Papa Louie? What?
Yeah, pretty much.
Lotus, you'd have to play at least one of the Papa Louie games to get it.
Oh, for fuck's sake, you can also just give me the cliff notes.
Okay, so anyways, basically a customer walks into a restaurant, that's you, and Papa Louie just finds some wacky reason to like, hey, I gotta go do something. While I'm gone for like a year, you're in charge of the restaurant.
See, that was easy. Why would I need to play any of the games if you could just easily do that?
Plus, you kind of can't play most of the games anymore because Flash is dead.
That too.
I found an alternative.
Well, good for you.
Is it Ruffle? Supernova? What is it?
I'll explain after.
Animal Crossing. I didn't finish New Leaf by any means of the sense. When I first started playing, I was really stupid, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, my focus wasn't expanding the town. So with New Leaf, it's not like New Horizons where you've got a set amount of stores. New
Okay.
Leaf, you start out, there's a handful of stores, and depending on how things go and like over time, you can unlock a few more. As opposed to learning reactions from the villagers, there was a little comedy club that you could learn your reactions from once every night. Or I think you could have gone for, I think it was called the Dream Suite, which basically allowed you to visit other players' islands, but in a dream form. So you'd go to sleep, you'd end up on a random island. There was that. There was the clothing store. There was Timmy and Tommy's shop.
Okay.
There was a hairstylist. Then you could, I think, also unlock the shoe store later on, but I might be misremembering. Carpet lady would come in, turnip lady would come in. I can't remember if the sloth would come in to sell you stuff. When it comes to games in the Animal Crossing series, the one that I know most off the top of my head, despite playtime and everything, is probably New Horizons. I remember it a lot more, so yeah.
I mean, New Horizons is also obviously the biggest one right now because it's still the latest one in the entries.
Yeah. Unlike Raptor, I'm not super big into the fishing and bug hunting. I'm more so for decorating my island from head to toe. Fucking flowers.
I mean, I just kind of like to collect stuff in general that I don't have.
Fucking flowers. Lotus?
What?
Anything to add?
For me, I'm definitely a collector like Raptor, I can say that. But again, it's still annoying. Okay, it's annoying and cool how it works off real time and real seasons and whatnot, especially if you're in Northern Hemisphere or the Southern Hemisphere and shit like that. However, I still find it incredibly annoying for when you want to actually collect everything because you have to then wait.
Yeah.
Enter time travel, which I have done way too much of, and is the exact reason why I have so many flowers on my island.
Uh-huh.
Isn't that why they decided to implement something? I forgot what it was. Like, game will be unplayable in like the 2040s, maybe a different decade.
Nope.
No.
I don't think they could ever make a game fully unplayable.
Yeah.
Like, the only way that you'd be able to do that is if it's an online game on a server and the server shuts down, but even then, a lot of people manage to get the code and put the game back up online.
Yeah. Which I will say, like, time travel is not too bad. Like, obviously, you kind of need to do it if you want to do certain things faster or you don't have the
Yeah.
patience. That's ultimately the biggest problem I have with Animal Crossing as a whole in terms of New Horizons, because New Horizons is the only one I've played, so I can't vouch for the other games. But my issue with New Horizons is that once you've, collected all the fish for that season and day or weather, there's really not a whole lot for you to do except for kind of like sit there and twiddle your thumbs. Now, obviously, for someone like you, Skull, you have a lot more you can do because you're into landscaping and things like that, making your island look better. But I'm one of those heathens that doesn't care about that kind of stuff. I don't really care about decorating or things like that, and like things like Animal Crossing. Because I'm just like, I really don't care about how the island looks. Like, I just want it to look clean, and that's it.
Kind of similar with me, actually.
You guys
Yeah.
are boring.
Hey, look, I hear it all the time. It's why, like, I'll play games like Stardew, Animal Crossing. I guess kind of my time at Portia, but like my time at Portia, your yard gets filled with a whole bunch of crap anyway, so it's like, anyway. But I usually don't decorate. Again, you guys will probably see it when we get more into Stardew, but I don't decorate the farm. much. I put down pathways, but that's about it. And
This
lights.
is why we work well together when we play Minecraft.
You have yourself a gopher, whatever raptor is, and then we have you that's the architect.
Yeah. I mean, when it comes to Animal Crossing and everything, I definitely understand where the appeal kind of came from for a lot of people, since it was a way for everyone to hang out with their friends during the pandemic.
Yeah, I
I
guess so.
suppose you'd also need friends.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I know for a lot of people, like during the COVID lockdowns, a lot of people ended up buying, a Nintendo Switch and Animal Crossing
Well, I
because it came out
think
during the pandemic.
not just that, but like I can see the appeal of hanging out with like friends and whatnot through Animal Crossing, but I still okay. So this is also coming from someone who's played a lot more online game in terms of like MMOs and shit like that. And I know Animal Crossing is obviously not meant to be this, so it's not meant to be a dig on the game itself, but just more my own like bias, I guess is a good way to put it. I don't really like how the online system works because like you still have like you gotta have the friends to go over there, obviously, which isn't bad. That's the good thing. But even then, like you're still a little limited. It feels like in all the things you can do. Like you
Yeah.
can mess around on their islands, you can send messages, but then like what else can you do?
I mean, if there's one thing I'd really like to see them do with Animal Crossing is adding updates that add more stuff to the game as time goes, be it more clothing, more furniture, hell, even
Well,
more
the
fish.
clothing, I can kind of understand why they may not add a whole bunch extra is because you do have the power to literally make anything you want in the custom maker. So like, I can understand from that perspective why they may not add any new clothes because you can honestly just make it. And
Well,
not to
even
mention
then,
there's like the store in quotes where you can
yeah.
go on there and get other people's designs that they've made and get basically whatever the fuck you want.
I mean, in that case, they could easily add another set of patterns, like blank clothing patterns, different styles of clothing that people could work with.
They could, but like again, it still falls in that where like they don't really need to add new clothes per se, since again, like you have the power to just make it.
But that's what I'm saying, like for custom designs and stuff, they could add more patterns of different styles of clothing.
I
Because there's
suppose,
only
yeah.
so many styles of clothing you can make with the designs that they have in game.
I don't know. I've seen some pretty amazing stuff come from the Animal Crossing community. But then again, I browse that kind of stuff occasionally when I feel like playing Animal Crossing, which I can tell you is not that often. But what else is there? I'm drawing a blank again.
You're all good. Your villagers. There's a wide variety of villagers that you can
I'm be
collect.
honest. I don't give two fucks about the villagers. I be entirely honest. I really don't give two shits about them.
My fellow podcast hosts are very boring, as you guys can tell.
Oh, fuck off.
Oh, you there.
Look, I can understand Raptor being boring, but I'm not. I'm far from boring,
Debatable.
bitch.
Thank you.
I know, but I mean, still, I stand by what I said. I really just don't care about the villagers, any of them.
Yeah, and also they can be kind of annoying at times, especially when they kind of get in your way.
Thank you. Yes, they
And whenever
get in your fucking way.
and whenever
That's
you
the
try to
fun of
push them
learning
out of
to
the
work
way,
around them. The thing is, though, is that I do have a big issue with the villagers in this game in particular, and it's because they've been dumbed down to the point where they're basically just copy pasted characters with different designs and names, depending on their personality type. In other Animal Crossing games, they were downright mean to you until you started to become friends with them. Like, it actually gave you a reason to want to build a relationship with the characters because the way they'd interact with you would change as you got closer.
See, that's one thing I did notice. But again, like you said, they're basically friends with you right off the bat, and they just act based on whatever the personality type is.
Which is why I say it's more of an animal collector than a friendship building type thing.
Yeah, it really is.
Animal Crossing, that's the name of the game.
So, renovating your house and your debt
Oh,
simulator.
your simulator. Fuck's sake, you're not wrong. I think that's also another thing that bothers me. It's just unless you know how to actually play the game and make money, it feels like a little hard to actually make the money.
Yeah.
Roses. Blue and gold roses. Every day.
Yeah, but you have to build up to those. And not everyone has the patience for that shit. I know I didn't.
But you're also a basic bitch.
Yes, I know. Thank you, by the way. I don't care about a lot of this. I don't know. I guess Animal Crossing really does kind of appeal more to like people like you, Skull.
You guys are just boring. That's it.
We're not boring, damn it.
We're not boring. It just appeals to the very creative minded.
I mean, I'm creatively minded, but at the same time, I'm just like, yeah, nah. See, we're perfectly fine. We got this. We're just, different, and that's okay.
Yay, I'm different.
As
So,
someone who does a lot of decorating and ordering through the online shopping and everything, I can't say it sucks needing to wait for the furniture and everything.
like, how so?
It actually got to the point where I ended up going through with treasure islands and everything just for the
Yeah,
sake of getting to things that I needed to get faster because waiting sucks so damn much with this game.
it does. And aren't you, like, restricted to how much you can order per day?
Yep.
That's what I thought. Yeah, again, I think that's another thing that just bothers me is just that.
I like the concept of the game. I really do, don't get me wrong, but I have a lot of issues with how restrictive a lot of stuff with this game is.
Yeah. Sometimes it feels a little unnecessary too. I will admit that. I'm just like, why? Why
Yeah.
this? Why that? All the other stuff? Why do we
Yeah.
have to wait a day? Why am I limited on how much I can buy per day? Why do I have to
Yeah.
wait till the next day to get my shit?
Yeah, that's literally why I got into the time traveling. I've got everything out of the Nook Miles system that I need and that I want. There's literally no point in me waiting for my daily streaks or whatever anymore because of it.
Yeah.
Like, Nintendo, obviously takes issue with everyone time traveling, but they kind of set it up for themselves for people to do that.
There's really no other option if you want to get your shit faster.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And like putting on more restrictions just hurts in the long run.
Yeah, I mean, I get that the entire point was like it's supposed to be an experience that they don't want people going through too quickly, but still, that's a load of bullshit.
It really is, especially considering just how much you have to wait and go through. And it's like, all right, can we do something else now?
Yeah, exactly. There's a reason why I have so many hours in this game.
It's because of how much you've time traveled.
No, it's because of how much you have to fucking wait for things.
That's fair.
I was playing the game proper for a while before I finally said, fuck it, I'm not progressing fast enough.
Yeah, I think that's a really big issue. Is you just kind of need to know. I guess more for game developers, like what's too slow and what's too fast for game development. Because
Animal Crossing is too slow.
yeah, that's the biggest issue.
I mean, it's not like Nintendo hasn't done something before where it's, people can play at their own pace. Take Breath of the Wild, for example, where, you could play through the entire story of the game, or you can just grab a soup ladle, complete the tutorial, and say, I'm gonna go fight Ganon now.
Which some people have.
And
Does
it's...
it actually work that way?
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty
I mean,
much.
there's a little more to Zelda speedruns than just, complete the tutorial, grab a soup ladle, and go. There's a lot of game-breaking stuff that you've got to do.
Yeah, but essentially that's where a lot of the jokes do come from when it comes to speedrunning. It's like literally you just wake up, grab what you need, and head on off to the castle, literally. And like I get again, Animal Crossing is meant to be one of those casual experiences, a lot like again like The Sims, like you had pointed out earlier, Skull. But I guess one difference I find is like again progress, because Dreamlight I like a lot better in terms of what it is because you progress a lot faster, which is really nice. You're not sitting there waiting for hours for whatever the case may be, like collections and shit like that. Obviously, there's still a great deal of luck of what you may find with anything, but you don't feel that slow crawl essentially.
Yeah, well, I think that's kind of the reason why I find so much appeal to playing The Sims as opposed to Animal Crossing, is I can work as fast as I want.
Well, and again, like
That's
Sims,
also
there's
coming from...
no ultimate goal. It is obviously truly like a sandbox game.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the difference for me in, like, playing is, my building and everything.
Right. Again,
And also,
what
for The
makes us
Sims,
all
I like...
different here.
Another thing, too, is with The Sims, I like to murder my Sims, but we don't talk about that.
Hey, who
Don't touch.
doesn't like to murder Sims every now and then?
I mean, I personally don't care for it. That's just me, though.
I haven't in The Sims 4, but like in the original game, the second game, and the third, I definitely did.
Okay.
Also, I did kind of try that the other day, actually. I boxed a Sim into a wall. You do like a box.
All right.
I remember like you'd be able to like kill them from starvation that way, but whenever they need to go somewhere, they just teleport out now.
No, they don't.
Maybe
What
it was
kind
the
of sim did you trap in there? That's the question.
summer holiday in my house.
Trying to kill Summer Holiday.
The closest thing you can get to killing characters in Animal Crossing is beating them with a net until they get mad, and that's not the same. That's just animal abuse.
Sorry, PETA.
Fuck
Who gives a
PETA.
Yeah, I was about to say, who gives a fuck about them?
That's also your guys' solution for when villagers are in your way if they refuse to move. Just hit them with a net until they get mad. They might not talk to you for a bit, but they'll at least be out of your way.
And I just tried
Oh,
pushing him out of the
please.
way, then he got mad at me.
Oh yeah. Also, older Animal Crossing games, Anka was an absolute bitch. They kind of live for it because it gives her more personality. She doesn't have that same sass in this game. On another note, Animal Crossing DLC.
Are those worth it?
So-
No.
I didn't pay for the DLC. I have the Nintendo Online expansion, so I got it for free.
Oh, lucky you.
Aren't they just
Yeah,
like
it's
extra furniture options?
It's extra furniture options. You get to. It gives you some more room customization stuff and new crafting recipes. So I know you
But-
guys wouldn't be too into it, but I fucking loved it. It added more clothing, it added more furniture. It's great.
Barf.
I mean, I did play it all the way through, and yeah, no, Skull's right. I certainly didn't care for it.
I mean, I personally find it to be like for what it is and what they're pricing it at, it's not worth it. They could easily like cut the price in half.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least cut down the price.
Then again, I'm used to paying exorbitant prices for expansions and game
The
packs and shit
Sims.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah,
You
I
know
always
already.
I always wait until my Sims expansions are on sale because of that.
Well, I'm one of those suckers who does just like, hey, take my money,
Shut up and take my money.
pretty much.
I don't know. I personally found the DLC to be entertaining, but again, that's a subjective thing that I knew you guys wouldn't have a lot to say on. And I haven't finished playing through all the expansion stuff, but like, I feel they could have done more. They could have easily added new tropical fish and other things for the people who, they like catching bugs, they like fishing.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, when I played it, it felt a lot like what The Sims did with the is the infamous My First Pet Stuff pack? Are you familiar with that, Skull?
It doesn't sound familiar.
Okay, so basically, when Cats and Dogs came out, obviously it was an expansion. Everyone was excited, yada yada yada. One thing that the Sims team did, which was absolute bullshit, and we're all calling it out now, as we have been since the moment they released it, is they took content that could have easily been put into the actual game itself and cut it off into a stuff pack.
Why?
That's a good question. We still don't know the answer. Obviously, money. It's EA. Come on.
Okay, fair enough.
EA will find a way to steal your money.
Yes, it will.
I mean, to be fair, isn't Blizzard doing the same thing now too?
That is true. Blizzard
Yeah.
is. It's like, ooh, we got these cool skins for you. It's like, awesome. How can I get them? That's the best part. You can't,
Give us $50 and we'll talk.
right? It's like, I can't afford that. I'd much rather spend that on ESO Plus, to be quite honest with you, which is only $10, mind you. But like, still, is it $10? I don't know. It's been a while, but still, yeah. No, like, it has that same thing to me. It's like, or even the kits that they have now. Granted, the kits are a little bit cheaper than a stuff pack. I think they're like $5 a pop, maybe something like that.
It still seems excessive.
It is excessive. I'm not gonna lie on that front, but still, it is what it is, I guess. But yeah, essentially, like how the kits are made for like a certain purpose. Say it's mostly furniture or furniture. What is it? Create a sim. That's it. I'm just like I'm drawing a blank here.
I mean, when it comes to stuff with The Sims, I'd honestly rather play The Sims 3 than 4. Don't get me wrong, there's a couple of things in The Sims 4 I'd rather have it than The Sims 3, but there's not much I can do there. It's just, like, I'm getting off track.
That's fine.
This episode's a little bit of everything, let's be honest.
It really is, but I don't
Yeah.
mind it. This is kind of fun. I'm having fun at least. I don't know about y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Animal Crossing. Good game, could be better.
Could definitely be a lot better.
Me, it's alright game could be better.
Expansion left a lot to be desired, especially for people who, actually play the game to build.
Yeah, fair enough. I feel like most people who get really invested in that game, Skull, are people like you who just, we know
You're
Raptor and
recording
I
on
aren't
Zoom.
that invested in the game. Yeah, anything else anyone wants to add? Or mainly anything else Skull wants to add?
No,
Raptor?
Oh.
Not for this one.
I think I'm good. My head's completely empty, so I'm good. Hey, like I said, the second brain cell left a while ago, so I'm operating on one right now. And that's slowly going away as I speak because it's like food, bitch. And I'm like, all right, calm down. So yeah, head empty. I've said what I need to. I mean, Animal Crossing, it's good for what it is, but it definitely appeals to certain people more. If you're a builder, creative person, then yeah, you're gonna love it. But if you're a heathen like me and her after, then you're probably not gonna like it that much.
Yeah.
Hey, at least we call it like it is, right, Skull?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I am at least here, so.
Yeah.
Well, Raptor, take us out, bitch.
All right, on that note, hope you all enjoyed the episode. Have a good morning, afternoon, evening, whatever the case may be, and we will see you guys later. I can't speak. Fuck.